What is up, boys? This week we had a win rate of 71%. Um, Pretty solid week. Oh, shoot, it's kind of dark in here, actually. So I'm gonna be going over everything. Backtesting session for the week. So, yes, let's start out with my long-term investments. I bought Ethereum. Bitcoin was already up so much. So I bought Ethereum after this huge push. Um, Bought it at 2,189. It is up to 2,511. So that is great. I'm going to see how it reacts to this high and also how it reacts to these lows. Additionally, it's probably going to want to fill this fair value gap right here. Real quick, let me add that middle line. And yeah, so that is it for Ethereum. I think it might come down a little bit to fill this fair value gap, or even this one, and then continue to skyrocket. But I think it's just gonna keep going. I think it's gonna fill these two fair value gaps later. So yeah, that was it. So let's get to the actual week. What should be market open right now? Where's the... Oh, huge CME gap. Huge CME gap. Okay. I'm marking this out for you boys. I can do this real time. I'm just checking the charts now. You boys are lucky. Huge CME gap right here. Price is going to fill this, I'm guessing, sometime tomorrow. So if I get good confirmation that it's going down, I will take a trade. Probably will look something like this. That will be beautiful. So I'm actually just gonna keep this up here, set it off to the side. So let's go over NASDAQ. NASDAQ. Okay. Let me delete my levels, by the way, just so I can do this in real time. Alright, so what do we see? So first of all, we see a huge CME gap, or a news gap, not a CME gap. This was a huge news gap, so I knew price would want to fill this in, and it eventually did. So on Monday, what do we see? We see a big fair value gap right here, drop it out, draw it out. We see it tap into it a few times. So I'm guessing, when was market open? Market open was right here. Market open was this candle. So I'm guessing I probably had a level right around here. Oh, this price action was just horrendous. And then I probably would have a level right here. Okay, so see, the tough thing is you never really want to trade while you're inside of a CME gap, and in this case, market open, we were in a news gap, and we were also in a fair value gap. So this was just not an ideal play. I would have had an upper level maybe right here, and here's what would have happened. So we see the CME gap, it bounces around it a lot, and then we finally get it close above CME gap and above this level. So what we probably would have done is we probably would have longed it right here, this would have been the trade. There. And then our stop loss would probably be the middle. It'd have to be above because that's not even a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So it'd probably be halfway at this candle. You would have won that trade, but that's just a bad trade. Way too risky. Alright, let's go on to Tuesday. So I'm going to put, for NASDAQ, I'm going to put no trade. We would not have traded on that day. Okay. Now let's go to, gosh, there's so many ads. Now let's go to, delete the levels. Let's go to Tuesday. Okay. Once again, there is a little bit of a fair value gap right here. I think this fair value gap was actually on the 15-minute. Yep. That was a 15-minute fair value gap. So, anyways, gotta go back. Sorry, boys. Okay, so we see fair value gap, and market open is right here. So what would have happened? So here's what I think would have happened. We would have a level. We would have a bit of a. This wouldn't be a very strong level, but we would have a bit of a box level right here. And let's extend this. Then we would have had. This is just a tough day for levels. Probably would have had another level like right here maybe. Tap, 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 chop, tap. Then if you, okay. Yeah. So basically, if you took this, alright, wait, we need an even lower level. We'd have to go back for the low level. Probably have to be like right here. Yeah. Okay. So here is market open. You see it reflect off this level almost perfectly. And what do we see? Next candle comes up, closes above. And at that point, I don't think you're taking a trade because there is a fair value gap here. And if you took this to the midpoint of the fair value gap, you would have had to have, like, this would have been such a small trade. But if you did take this trade, set it to the next level, stop loss below the level, you would have lost. So I'm going to put an L for Tuesday. Okay, let's go to Wednesday. Hold on, my phone is blowing up right now. Alright, sorry about that, boys. And then I was right. We did come up here. And we did reflect off this level. Goodness, so many ads. Alright, so let's go to Wednesday on NASDAQ. Wow. That another crazy gap. And then once again, we are in the gap. during market open. Actually, this gap was so big, I don't even think it'd be much of a problem. So, let's draw out our levels. Boom, what do we see? This is market open right here. Yep. So I would have had a level in the bottom of the fair value gap. Then I would have had a level definitely right here. Yeah. Because if we go like this, I definitely would have had a level right here. Just based on all these lows, like tap, chop, tap, tap, tap. Actually, maybe it would have been a bit lower. Yeah, like right here. Tap, 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 tap. Then I probably would have had an upper level around right here. Because we do see it tap, 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 tap. Then there's a big fair value gap right here. What do we see? At 850, it goes to almost perfect halfway of this fair value gap. And then we come back down. And we fill this fair value gap perfectly. Like we literally bounce off of it. So this was 9:30 candle. Wait, I must have had one more level at least. Maybe I had a level at the halfway point of the... Maybe I had a level... Okay, I probably had a level right here. Because we do see it. That's kind of chopped level though, so... So what do we see? 9:30 candle, goes up, comes back down. This doesn't really do much. Then if you took see, I would have waited for more confirmation here because we could easily just wick out this fair value gap. So we probably would have came back down. I mean, this is definitely a no trade day. This was news. Couldn't really predict that. So I'm going to do, once again, no trade on NASDAQ. Now let's go to NASDAQ on Thursday. Dude, we are getting so many gaps in the market. This is ridiculous. Okay, so our boys need to remove these levels. Okay. So, what do we see? We see this is 9:30. Let's see what happened. Oh yeah. This is, yeah. Okay, so what would have happened is we would have had a level like right around here. We would have had a level, this is a good level right here. Bang. And then we would have had a level right here. Okay, so what do we see? Market open. There's a fair value gap right here, but it gets filled right away. Market open candle goes down so much. You enter the trade. I didn't take this, but I did mark it out, and I was right. So we would have had a 1.1. I feel like I could have put this a bit lower. Not that low, but had my stop loss at the top of this candle. And since we saw such a good break below this level, we went down, continued down. This would have been a bit of a longer trade for my strategy, but you would have won. And so, this was I'm not really sure what happened here. I think I was unaware of this gap, so I took a trade, and that was a loss. But next time I will definitely be more aware of that. So I'd say for NASDAQ we go W and L. Just because I was unaware of this. Definitely gonna fix that in the future. What do we see? Another big push up. Okay. Delete these levels. Okay. Then Friday on NASDAQ. Oh, this was a double trade day. Right. Right. I know this. So what do we see? We see a very strong level right here. I could have put this a bit lower, could have put it a bit higher. So like right around there is good. You would have had a Are these equal highs? Hold on. 20,257, 257.50. Yeah, these are equal highs right here. Price tends to want to take these out. So okay, I had one more level I think on this day. Yes, I did. Yeah. I had a level right here. Bang. Okay, so now we're all set up. So we see 925 candle, big push down, 930 candle, we go all the way up, up, up. Push past the equal highs. I wait for a bit more of a push since there's really no liquidity. And I thought we would definitely take this out, but I was wrong, so I entered a trade. And we ended up losing. I mean, that's kind of what just happens half the time, so. Or, as we can see, that's kind of just what happens 29% of the time, so, you know, I'm gonna start prioritizing NASDAQ again. Okay. So this candle up actually created a fair value gap right here. What do we see? We pushed past this fair value gap with high volume. I saw a retrace, and then I entered off of the retrace, and that ended up being a W. I had my take profit right here, and yeah, that would have been a great trade. But I did not take this one, but I did take this one. So I put L and then W for NASDAQ. That's the L right here, by the way. The first trade I went over on Friday, that's the L. US 30. Time to go over US 30 for you guys. Alright, that was, sorry for tweaking out there, boys. Oh, goodness, I have so much stuff on here. I am sorry, I do not mean to confuse you guys. So, I traded a lot more on US 30 this week, so I have a lot more stuff. Alright, what do we see? Level right here. Bang. These lows, these highs, this high. What else do we see? That's tough liquidity. You would have seen, I probably would have had a level right here. Let me just delete these levels for you boys. And then our last level would have been like right here probably. Yeah, just based off this high, these highs over here, these lows right here, So what would have happened? So 9:30, we would have gotten a great push up. We would have gotten a great push up. I probably would have. What did I do on US 30? US 30, I took a long and I won. Oh, right. So I was in class during market open. So I got lucky and I avoided this loss. If I probably would have entered right here if it was high volume. Unfortunately, I cannot replay high volume, so I'm not sure how high volume this move was. But yeah, hold on. There was a fair value gap right here. Oh, okay. So maybe I wouldn't have taken this actually. I probably wouldn't have. But then if I saw, yeah, alright, so let's just delete that. See a push above this fair value gap. I probably would have waited for push above the level. And bang, what do we see? You would have entered right here, set stop loss to the bottom of the fair value gap, and then set take profit on this one. We would have been $1 away right here. Came back down, but eventually we would have ended up winning the trade. So I am going to put a W on US 30, baby. Dude, gotta love life, as they say. Dude, how long have I been on here? Holy. I'm sorry for taking so long, boys. I am going to speed this up. Delete these levels for you, boys. Okay, what do we see? Tuesday. Oh, wait, hold on. I took an equal lows on SPX on Monday. Let's go over that. What do we see? Oh yeah, this was crazy. So this happened after market close on, wait, hold on. When did I take this? Yeah, equal lows. Took that on Monday. Wait, so then what's... Oh, right, because this was way late at night. Alright. So this was early in the morning. We had equal lows. As you can see, these two, this candle right here, if I hover over it, you can see up here, look when I hover over it. So it says 5655.25 was the low, 5655.25, 5655.25. So these were our equal lows right here. Bang, what would have happened? So we come extra close here. I think I set an alert right here. So this was like at 9 o'clock or something. So see if a value gap is created. These are often very short trades, so I think I actually entered off the close below. But anyways, we see a retest of the halfway of the fair value gap, and we go. You always want to put your take profit a bit past the equal lows, and bang, easy win for that. Sorry, so let's go back to US 30. You were on Tuesday. Oh no, I'm sorry, boys. Okay, Tuesday. Let's see this. Tuesday, what would have happened? Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday we don't really have much to work off of. Just because of how big a move this was down. It's hard to create levels on days like these. So market open was right here. I did have buys for longs today because of this fair value gap. It was on the 15-minute, I believe. Where would our levels have been? Probably. Wait, these are actually tough levels for today. Probably would have had one here. I don't know where I would have had my levels. Probably somewhere around there. And I would have had a top level, right? Huh. It's actually very weird. Okay, I would have had a very top level right here because of these lows, these highs, this high, this high, and this high, and it went all the way down. So I guess I could have had a level right here just based off these highs and this low. And then what do we see? Fair value gap created. What did I just move? I'm sorry, boys. Okay, so what do we see? See a push above this level. This was not my trade, it was probably up like that. And then this probably would have been the trade. Very 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Probably actually would have put it halfway of this candlestick. Anyways, we would have lost. This would have been a loss on US 30. Tuesday. Yeah, see, long, I lost that trade. Then what do we see? Then after that, we see, based off this move up, we created something, I forget what it's called, but it's when two fair value gaps overlap, a bullish and a bearish one. And that is a very strong confluence to understand. We see this big move with high volume, and we enter here, set take profit, right here, because we saw it push past this high volume, so we would have entered there and set take profit to these lows. No, probably would have set take profit to this low right here. Yeah, that was our low. And bang, we won that trade. So that is a L and then a W for Tuesday on US 30. Okay, so what do we see? Bang, another huge news thing. We went over this on NASDAQ already. They always get filled. How many times do I have to say this? It's like I'm saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I'm trying to teach you guys, alright? What do we see? Wednesday. Not sure what this is from. We don't need this anymore. Okay. What do we see? 805. Fair value gap is created. You do not want to enter off of a fair value gap. So that's why we would not have entered on market open here. Alright, so let's go over our levels for today. These aren't the best levels, I can't even lie. So probably would have had a level like right here. Just based off these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, this wick, and these highs right here. Fair value gap created. We would have had a level. What would have happened? These are two different trades in one, I think. Yeah, so we would have had a lower right there, an upper level right there, and then there's really not any level you can create right here, so I would have had another level right at the top of that news gap. So let's go over the trade. So what do we see? This was actually a very good trade by me. Let me take this away, then I'll do it back. So we see it reflect off of this fair value gap a couple times. Then market open candle, we see it go to the halfway of the fair value gap. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love the halfway of fair value gaps. Actually, wait, maybe it wasn't even halfway. Yeah, it wasn't even halfway, but still, we reflected off of this fair value gap almost perfectly halfway. And then as we can see, after every reflection off the middle of the fair value gap, we went back down. So after we go to the middle of the fair value gap, I was like, hey, we're definitely coming back down. So I enter right here, and even though this candle closed bullish, I still ended up winning this trade. I kind of ignored this fair value gap right here. It wasn't very significant, especially since there was another one. Let me go back to the overlapping trade. Right. What happened here? Alright, so what do we see? We see it come back to this previous fair value gap, and it reflects almost perfectly off the top. So what do? I actually had a very high RR here, 3 to 1, 1 to 3, and set the take profit at this, or stop loss at this level. And since it just reflected so perfectly off of this, I was like, dude, no way we continue back up. So I saw this big candle, huge amount of volume, and bang, take profit smashed. You also could have put take profit halfway point of this fair value gap, end of this fair value gap. Anyways, you would have won this trade. So US 30 is going to be a double W. Let's go. Holy shit, I'm chopped right now. I like my new fragrance. It's Dolce & Gabbana light blue. It is so beautiful. The box is literally made of like this fabric that is so nice. TS is so nice, bro. Holy. I might actually hit a spray right now. So refreshing. It smells like if I had to recommend a summer fragrance, this would definitely be the one I would recommend to you. Not sponsored, just a normal 15-year-old day trader. No affiliation with Dolce & Gabbana. So what was this? Wednesday? Shoot, I'm going so slow. I'm sorry, boys. Thursday. Oh my goodness, how many of these are we going to create? These huge fair value gaps. Thursday. I love Thursday, 'cause I can sit in my pajamas all day. Okay. We see a level right here, maybe a bit up actually. It's based off these highs, bang, bang. Yep, you get the deal. Get another level right here based off of these lows. And then we see this high right here. What do we see? 835, we had a huge candle down, created a fair value gap. It's kind of risky to trade in the fair value gaps. I like to wait for price to exit a fair value gap in order to enter a trade. Let's see. What happened on this day? I did not trade, so this is going to be new to me. I was in class during this time. So, market open candle is right. Wait. Oh, shoot. I need a lower level. This is from the previous day. Yeah, delete TS. We are in fact deleting TS. Oh, right here, blah blah blah. Actually, there is some liquidity right there too. I don't know. We would have had another like, I guess mini level right there. What do you see? Come up, work out this fair value gap, come back down. At this point, that big of a workout, like, you can kind of automatically know that it's coming back down. So, see it wake up, then we come back down. You would have, see, this would have been a tough day. I'm not sure if I would have won this trade. I probably would have waited for it to exit the fair value gap. So this is horrible price action, by the way. 9:30 candle up, wick out, down candle. We close outside of the fair value gap. So if you're taking this, set a stop loss to the midway point of the fair value gap. Set take profit to this high. See, that's a 0.6 risk to reward ratio, and that is a no-no for our strategy. So you would have had to put it like not even there, like holy shit. The top of the fair. No, I would have just made it like a 1.5 RR. So we saw if I saw a close below the fair value gap and this little green level, that probably would have been good confluence for me to enter, but bang, we would have got stopped out. So I am definitely going to say loss on this one, although we did hit TP after. So loss. And lastly, Friday. I've kept you guys here so long. If you stayed to the end of this, like, actually, great job. Oh, I did take a joke trade here real quick. This was just such a huge push up. This was a stupid trade. This was such a huge push up. I was like, dude, no way it continues going up. So I started seeing a downtrend. Bang. And then I entered right here, set my stop loss a little bit above this level, and then take profit was based off these highs right here, these highs over here, and yeah, so we did end up winning that trade, just barely though, just barely right here. I was like, dude, no way that price keeps going up. So that was just kind of like an instinct trade. Kind of market experience there. I don't really have that much market experience, but let's take away these levels. Last trade would be Friday. Friday I traded NASDAQ, so by the way, let me just draw this huge CME gap right here. Oh, this says I'm actually gonna keep this level on the screen. Okay, so we see a level. So we do see a level like right around here. Yeah, that's a good level. So we do see it bounce, kind of come up a little bit, then back down, bounce, 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 bounce. And we see this level right here. Wick out, bounce, bounce. Actually, you could have just had a level right here, based off somewhere around here, based off these highs, these lows, this wick out, this low, this chopped area, and this low. Anyways, then you would have had to have a higher. This would have been a take profit level. And then you wouldn't really have a level to work off. I would have had shorts buys here, especially because of this. No, wait. How long ago? Yeah. But I had shorts buys because of that. See, big push up. Market open. Right here. Chopped out price action. Fair value gap was created right here. Market open. We see it close right at the top of this fair value gap. And then we also see it come back down and close. So, hold on, let me delete this. We see it a big close below the fair value gap. And at that point, I'm just like, I didn't trade this, but I would have had that. And I probably would have done that. And that would have won you the trade for today. So I'm going to put a W on US 30. So yeah, that is the trade recap for this week, boys. That was so long. I'm actually so sorry. I hope you guys learned something. These next couple months are gonna be insane. School's letting out. Gonna be able to fully lock in on trading. And that's it. See you, boys. All glory and honor to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He loves you all. I love you all. Goodbye.